Hey everybody, this is Mark here at Guitarists in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I'm here to talk about my old friend, the Fender Bassman. The Fender Bassman is the most versatile, yet simplest instrument amplifier in the history of amplifiers. There's some good reasons for that. We're going to talk about what makes this great, and how it relates to other Fender amps, and just its operating principles in general. So, let's get into it. So, let's do a little walk around. On the front panel, it looks like your average Fender amp. The chassis size is a kind of usual Fender chassis size for one of the three that you find most commonly. We have the bass channel and the normal channel, because we all know that bass players aren't normal. So most Fender amps, this channel was supposed to be simpler. This has a deep switch. The first of the preamp tubes uses an AC heater rather than DC heater. I don't even know why that is. There is a reason why. It's just not coming to my brain right now, but very low difference between the two channels. This one has a deep boost and this has a bright boost. So I actually play bass through this sometimes, and I'll play bass with the normal channel. I like to use the bright switch. I find I need it more than using the, I can give it a little extra low end here on the EQ. And, the Bassman is whatever it is that you need. It's the, let's see, the reason why this is such a great amp is its simplicity. But you can actually do something with it. Treble and bass control, you think that's not a 3-band EQ, just 2 bands. But you can really sculpt the sound with that. And your bright and deep switches can come in handy. So, why do guitar players love the Bassman? Because the simplicity of the sound leads to a very nice, pleasing compression. They have the most... let's swing around to the back. So what Fender found out in the Bassman and other of his... when Fender started doing higher powered amps... let's see if we can see it from here. We can't. It has a large output transformer. It has a large power transformer too. But large output transformer, low impedance, 4 ohms, was a way to get it more powerful. Solid state, or rather, diode based power supply, rectifier in the power supply. Gave it. It took away some of the sag, but gave it a nice presence, and that was the formula that went on for the Showman and for the Twin. This is kind of this circuit's the father of that. It's also the father of the Marshall sound. Marshall started with a Bassman circuit, so a lot of those principles are found in the Marshalls as well. But the 6L6 is crucial. That's the power output. We have 4 preamp tubes, all probably all 12X7s, maybe an AU in there, but all in that 12 family. And then the 2 power tubes. They give us 50 watts, kind of. I think it's more like 40, but it's loud enough, especially in these days. I played this through an SVT cab. It actually sounds good. I think the secret to playing bass through your Bassman is just use a modern bass cabinet. The reason guitarists and harmonica players love them so much is they have that great mid-range, but if you use them with their own cabs. So this sounds great through a 112, a 212, a 412, and it all has different sounds in those different styles of cabs. And like I said, when I play bass through it, I use a bass cab, and it dishes out. It's the simplicity. For people who want a pedal platform, here it is. It's a great tube amp that, if you want to do everything with your pedals, the advantage to not having reverb is you don't split your signal with your reverb. The reverb is always on whether you have the knob up or not. You're always feeding signal to it. And getting that... Getting the circuit as simple as possible, no reverb, no tremolo, is the way that this makes simple yet, what's the word? Pleasing, I guess. Sonically pleasing sounds. So these also, they didn't change much in the different eras. There's the pre-CBS and post-CBS. They made little incremental changes, but you won't find them change as much as things like Deluxe and some of the other the amps as we went into the 70s that got real changes that made people go, whoa, the 60s amps are better. Any Bassman is cool. The master volume ones I like a little less. You know, they stick a master volume over here later on. That can be deleted pretty easily just using jumpers, or you can just leave it. I find the master volume amps, you just learn to set them a little differently. You either gotta leave the master volume on 10, or I usually leave it set in parity with whatever this is set at. So I'll set this at 5 and the master at 5, and for some reason that kind of works. But all Bassmans are great, and they all dish out. And they're great for bass, they're great for guitar, they're great for harmonica. I use one as a Leslie speaker amplifier. I would say if you could, you know, if I could have only one Fender amp, it would, or one amp at all, it'd probably be the Bassman. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me and my friend, the Bassman. Versatile, dependable, quality sound. Still not too expensive compared to what they can give you. So a good value. The Bassman of this, of course, Fender has carried on the legacy of the Bassman in their newer amps. But this is the classic for me. I mean, the Tweed Bassmen are beautiful, but if you, like I said, if you told me to choose one amp, Desert Island amp, here it would be. So thanks for watching. We have other videos about Fender amps, about all sorts of things. We got a live stream we do once a week. We have Instagram, Facebook. Please get in touch. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section and we'll get back to you. And thanks for watching.